Hey everybody, it's Alex back for the next section of beginning City Skylines. We're just going to run a city through a few different steps, getting it up to a reasonable level. We're not going to go too wild on this one. But in the previous video, if you haven't seen it, the link will be around here somewhere, I guess. We started out from 0 and built our city to the required level for Little Hamlet, 320, 340 people, whatever it is. In a very, very short period of time with no stress, no fuss, and we still ended up carrying forward about $10,000, which is awesome because it makes it a lot easier to do the next level. So we're going to kick in on the next one here, and let's see what we can do. So we're sitting here on our Little Hamlet at 320. What that does, and we'll pause it here. Okay. We've reached that level of 320 people, which is the first level. And the first level is important because after this, I always hate when I do that. After this, you now have the ability to tax. You collect money. You actually have income, and you can have a positive cash flow. In this case, so far, we will have a positive cash flow because for the moment, we don't have anything really going on. Now, you do need to be very careful here. You have to watch your electricity, and you have to watch your water, because there is a point, because we've got everything turned down for now, there will be a point where suddenly there will be demand for these things that will exceed. You have to really pay attention and not get trapped. Now, the next accomplishment is at 650 people, so we have to double our population. Now, in order to do that, we are going to have to probably double the amount of industry we have. For the moment, industry is the big driver. For the moment, we don't have a lot of demand for anything. Okay? There's not a whole bunch of people demanding housing or industry or anything else. So we'll just kind of cruise along here. The very first thing we're going to do is we're going to add an elementary school. An elementary school starts to educate your population, and it makes your town an attractive place to come live. It is part of the process of encouraging people to become residents of your city. Now, I'm going to add another section here. Oops. Go a little closer. We don't need any overlap at this point. And if you watch, you can follow along the little connectors, and you can follow where the roads are. And we're just going to make a couple of little internal connections here. The reason you make the internal connections like that, well, first of all, it makes it easier for people to walk around. Unless you have paths, it's difficult for them to walk around. It also makes it easier for the garbage trucks that we are about to add to actually get to places and collect the garbage. Now, I put the garbage thing in the industrial area. First of all, because the industrial is less likely to complain about the stink because it pollutes. The same reason we put the sewage plant in the industrial area, because the industrial complains less. Now, we just need to check to see how much of the industrial area is getting picked up, how busy it is, and we're going to start building what will be the second layer. Oh, see, I'm out of money. Okay, that's as far as you can go on that. So, we're starting just to build the roads of the second layer, and now we have lots of place where we can put residents, where we can put business. We have all of this area still that we can turn into commercial. Commercial really likes to be where they think they can do business, right? So we try to give them the most space to work with possible, well past their demand in reality, but we'll just cut them down to that. And that should slowly start to bring some demand in. Now, our population is still going up. I mean, we're at 503, 504. The population still does go up. It's just not jumping like it was before. We'll add another section here for people to move into. Makes them really happy. We'll go back and check our electricity. Now, notice I just caught this just in time. Our electricity is going to run out because we've got it turned down. So what we got to do is we got to come to electricity, and we're going to turn it up to, about 80%, and we'll bring the water up too, just in case. And we'll even bring the roads up just a little bit. And we'll start from there. Okay, so we're going to keep going, and what will happen is this will jump up. It's going to start costing us more for these things, but you'll notice now we have more power again. And what we want to do is we want to try to get through this piece here up to the 600 odd that we need without having to build any additional power plants. If we can do that, we've accomplished actually quite a bit. And we'll add one more section here. Now, you notice all of the business ones have filled in. So we can come over here and give business a little bit more space to work in. And that quickly, and I do mean that quickly, we have made it up to being a worthy village. Now, two things happen when you become a worthy village. You can buy an additional square, which is always an interesting concept. You can now have districts, so you can mark areas and set policies in those districts. You can get your second loan. We didn't even need the first one because we're doing really well. We can make some district specializations, some service policies. And we're going to start with emergency services, police departments, unique buildings, and our first two industries, forestry specialization, agricultural specialization. We also have organic and local produce. I haven't really done much with this, but we'll have to try it, I think, and see if we can do anything with it. So new buildings, we got like a firehouse and a police station. We can set policies for power usage, water usage, and smoke detector distribution. These are all things that change how much it costs and how much you can do. We have some interesting things that we can add in unique buildings. And we can pretty much go from there. So that's step 2. That's how you reach 650, and doing it very, very quickly without going broke, basically, without going in the negative. The temptation, I mean, I did a little bit there. The temptation is to build too many roads and get all ahead of yourself. But the reality is, with a little work, you can do it. So, you keep working at it, and City Skylines is very rewarding if you get it right. Getting past these first 3 or 4 sections will definitely make the game more enjoyable for you. And once you're over, I call it over the hump, there's a spot where you have to kind of cover certain things, and we'll talk about them in the next couple of sections. Once you cover those things off, your city will be fairly self-sustaining, provided you keep paying attention. You can grow your city. I've grown cities well over 100,000 people, and they're actually a lot easier to maintain than you would think. So thanks very much for watching, as always, and we'll catch you next time.